Testing, testing, 1, 2. Tell me if you guys can hear me. Yeah. All right, so I don't know if that was on my computer side or if AT&T was sucking really, really badly. But if you guys can hear me, if it's working, let me know. Everything looks good. It was very, very weird. Can I edit this? No, I can't. Of course I can't. Because why the hell would it want me to be able to edit something? God, man. I mean, YouTube. If you're gonna do stuff, if you're going to change things up, then your YouTube beta studio needs to work. If you could do that for me, I mean, just a solid from somebody who lives off of this. You know. All right, guys. I'm sorry. Let me see what's going on. All right. Yeah, I know I don't usually have issues with AT&T at all. Luck Farouz, so anti-tracker forced you to make a video about it, or was it your plan all along? Don't you find anti-tracker a little grumpy these days? I actually don't find anti-tracker a little grumpy these days. That's consistent with anti-tracker. That's just his personality, which is fine. A bribe for my internet. Thanks, Kaylez. I appreciate that. Me and him had a conversation. So let's get that out of the way. So I guess you guys saw that. He and I had a conversation, and...
What is on your face? Is that a disguise?
Excuse me.
He felt that I should do a video, and I've actually been working in the background with EC Henry. I've contacted a YouTube employee directly, a Google employee directly, and I got 2 different YouTube heroes to look into it, which is about as much as you can do with termination. Anti-Tracker felt that I should do a video. I didn't necessarily see the point since in the background I'm working on stuff. We had a conversation. He didn't force me to do anything. He did make a persuasive argument. And so here we are. You can ask the Anti-Tracker. I'm never really forced to do anything that I don't want to do. So, with one glaring exception in the recent past. That aside, let's get into it. And I wish I could change the name. I guess it did change. So, EC Henry has been terminated. And we're not completely sure what is going on with his termination. We know that he got the exact same message that I did. And so there's a couple of things that I wanted to let you guys know, a couple of things that we can do in order to get YouTube's attention and to get this changed. Now, from what I can tell, EC Henry didn't do the route that I did, which was I had multiple live streams with no sound or anything, and a bot just took it out. So I'm not completely sure what would have taken out his video. I do know that YouTube has been cracking down on doing promotions for like CBD or anything that is even remotely connected to drugs, even if it's not drugs or even if it's legal. And I don't ever remember EC Henry doing that, and he said he didn't do anything like that. The only other thing I could think of is if you respond with over 200 comments a day, that can get the bot as well. And so I don't think he did that. I've talked to him, but I never really gotten a response on that. From what I can tell, this looks like an illegitimate takedown. And so, again, I've actually worked in the background. It's being worked right now as we speak. He should, assuming everything's on the up and up, have his channel back, hopefully by Wednesday at the latest. They're pretty quick on it. And I really trust YT contributors and Trusted Flagger to get this taken care of. And actually, again, the YouTube employee and Google employee that I know said that assuming the heroes aren't able to take care of it, then they should, they'll step in. And so I guess really what I'm here to tell you guys is there's a couple of things that you can do if you want to show support. Because one of the things that YouTube does look at is how many people support the channels and everything. So I wanted to let you know how to do it. By the way, again, Kaylez, a bribe for your internet said, thank you so much. Darth Kilhoon, first of the Grey Cyst. PragerU is already on that. I'm pretty sure that's a slight against PragerU. So here's what you can do. If you're signed in and you're logged in and you look in the top right hand corner, and I'll answer your comments and we can talk in a second. I'm sorry, I was thrown off by this internet stupidity debacle. But if you look in the top right hand corner and you hit the your icon, you'll go down and you'll see send feedback. From send feedback, it'll have an include screenshot and then describe your issue. What you'll want to do is say, hey, you've taken out EC Henry. He's been taken down by bots. Please reinstate him and then include his YouTube address so they can link directly to it. Another way is to go to twitter.com and tag at Team YouTube and at YT Creators. They're not going to respond, but if you put that in there, I do know that they notice, and if there's a lot, then you can go in there, and if there's a lot of responses and stuff, they continue to send it to the team. Last but not least, if you go to YouTube product forums, let me see if there's a easy addy for that. You can just type in YouTube product forums, the first one, but it is productforums.google.com. And then you go to YouTube, leave a comment there, and again, say, hey, EC Henry's been taken down. It's not legitimate. Here's his channel. Will you please have him reinstated? I would suggest doing all three if you can. If you're lazy, but you want to help out EC Henry, do at least one. Again, the more we talk about this, the more we get the word out there, the more YouTube notices it. And honestly, I have found that YouTube will restore channels based on how popular they are. This is just being honest. Based on how popular they are and how much issues they've gone through. Let me give you an example. Bearing. I don't have any issue with Bearing necessarily. I used to like his older content. His newer content doesn't interest me as much. He was dead to rights. Now, I don't agree with YouTube's policy. YouTube started taking down channels that did CBD oils and things like that, and they retroactively did it. So if you did it 5 years ago, they'd take you down. So I don't agree with the policy, but Bearing technically was taken down correctly because he violated the YouTube policy. Because he's a bigger YouTube and because there was a lot of smoke given, they reinstated him. Now, I'm glad they did. They should have, and it shouldn't be just because he's a bigger channel. But it is in part because so many people were making noise. And so I don't think EC Henry's in the wrong. I think EC Henry was taken down by a bot, and I think it was inaccurate. But we still need to make noise, just if for anything else, on how this is not acceptable. These are people's lives. These are, if this happened to me again, I am in a position where if this goes down, I'm in big trouble. And this can't be allowed to happen. There has to be a way around this when people rely so much on YouTube. But I'll start answering questions and talking about it. Again, I'm sorry, guys. I was thrown off because my internet connection was just, something happened. At Lore, would you do a video on warp scales and Federation ships and Klingons? Awesome player boss. I don't know if you know what I know, but my video today is actually on the TOS versus the TNG scale. I'm not even kidding. It's coming out in an hour. That's weird. They canned EC's account. They did. I have talked. I actually physically talked. I actually talked to a real-life YouTube employee yesterday. And was advised that they're going to look into it and that it should be restored unless there's just something crazy going on. So that it should be restored in theory. Too many comments gets the attention of the bots. How do the big channels deal with this? Here's my understanding. You will get flagged if you do over 200 comments, which scared the hell out of me when I realized that, because I try to respond to everybody's comments. I still do. In theory, the comments are actually cross-referenced with an actual live person. It's one of the few that a live person looks at. Now, they'll say all of them are with live persons. I think they're lying. I say I think, I can't prove, but the evidence leads me to believe that they are. Captain George, currently doing my part by tweeting YouTube. That's what we were talking about before, Captain George. There's 3 ways that you can do it to get YouTube's attention. It's send feedback. Click the icon in the top right-hand corner if you're logged in. Go to send feedback. Do it that way. YouTube product forums. And to tweet both Team YouTube and YT creators. Can you do a video about the Sona from Insurrection? Sure, I will. I actually invited EC Henry on. He couldn't right now. So hopefully at some point he can come on. I told him he's welcome to use my channel if he needed to get any messages, or if he wanted to live stream or what. I don't even have to be a part of it if he didn't want me to. He's welcome to use my channel. Yeah. So again, what all we really can do is get the word out, and you can make videos. I'll be honest with you, and again, I know there's some drama. You guys are assuming there's some drama. Honestly, me and Anti-Trekker are fine, but that there's some drama between Anti-Trekker and I about making videos. I have found that making a video is not... The only reason you'd make a video is to inspire those who follow you, to get them to do it. YouTube doesn't watch videos. They don't. The employees aren't really all that interested in videos of that sort. So get the word out. If you want to make a video to inspire your followers or your audience to go do something, then definitely do that. But it is more important that you use Twitter, that you use the send feedback, than making a video. Now, I don't want to dissuade you from making a video. Definitely make one. But the things that'll get it done is to get people out there and people doing stuff, which is one of the reasons why doing a video was one of the last things that I did, because honestly, me talking to the YouTube employee and the Google employee and getting the YouTube heroes on it did a lot more for EC Henry than any video I could ever do, even if it got up to 100K. And again, Anti-Trekker and I are actually on pretty good terms. He made a persuasive argument to me, and that's why I'm here right now. And we're not mad at each other or anything, so I don't know why that rumor's going around. At Laura, that's very kind of you. Let EC Henry use your channel. Yeah, I mean, if he needed to get the word out, or if he needed to talk to people, I don't mind. I'd do that almost for anybody. It would depend on the content you did. But I'd be okay with anybody coming on and talking. We're all a team here. A lot of people seem to think, especially some of the bigger channels, seem to think that this is some kind of contest, that if somebody likes your channel, they can't like mine. They're going to watch your stuff and not mine. I've always been of the opinion that we're a team when it comes to this, that we're all in it together. If my channel does well, your channel's going to do well. And I've even contacted, not sponsors, but people I've teamed up with. I don't have sponsorships. I've contacted companies on behalf of other channels just to get them in. Because again, if you do well, I do well. If I do well, you do well. We're all in this together. From what I heard, if you are commenting on your own channel content, it's not an issue. But if you're commenting similar stuff on multiple videos or commenting a lot on one video. Yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten a straight answer on that. I will say that generally they're looking for people who are just saying, hey, come to my channel or come watch my video. Generally. I think that if you did the comments, it may trigger something, but as long as it's legitimate, I mean, they want you on the website, right? Luke Favre, nah, we've not seen it as drama. It felt like an old couple arguing. That's true. We do argue kind of like an old couple, and my animals are going crazy. Not allowed to like more than one channel? Say what? Yeah, exactly. People get weird. Let's see. Isn't the whole point of there being more than one channel covering the same type of stuff? Get multiple point of views and what? Yeah, I mean, it's weird. I've had a couple of larger channels get pretty angry because of my content and the way that I do it, and they don't understand. Because I come off as a guy on the sarcastic jerk off the block, and not this higher-than-thou mockumentary, professional channel, and a lot of people get upset about that. That what I do is popular. Well, popular being relative, but yeah, I mean, again, we're all in it together. I don't care. Again, I honestly, I disagree with 98% of all of E.C. Henry's videos. I love the way he does it. He has excellent production value. I would love to get to his level production-wise. I think he's good. And he's a nice guy, and I like him. I don't agree with any of his videos, but that doesn't matter. I mean, we all are in this together, and what happens to one happens to all. And I'm not sure if this is how he survives, but it doesn't matter. YouTube shouldn't do this, because the people who survive off of this, like me, this can just destroy my ability to feed my kids. Even if it's not, it's just stress. It's unnecessary stress. Best day ever would be hearing you, Anti-Tracker, and SF Debris debating lore. Man, I'd love that. Tweet SF Debris and tell him to come on my channel. I'd love to have Lore Runner on my channel. Nostalgia Critic is still up. He's been doing the same style of thing, but bigger. Sure. Michael Moore is a... what? Okay, let me read that again. Sorry. Michael Moore is a big mouth jerk from the block, and I love his stuff, but have you seen him and Rush Limbaugh at the same place at the same time? That's really relevant to what we're talking about today, so I'm glad you brought that up. I have never seen Michael Moore and Rush Limbaugh in the same room, and I think that's something that we need to consider. And I think that honestly connects specifically to him being taken out, you know? YouTube, opinions are irrelevant. Your channel will be assimilated. Resistance is futile. Look, here's the thing. I'm of two minds on this, to be honest. I understand the need for bots. I really do. 400 hours are uploaded to YouTube every minute. 400 hours. There's no... You couldn't afford... They're already in the red when it comes to YouTube. They do not make money off of YouTube itself. It costs Google a lot of money. So if you add on to that, where they have to hire somebody to watch all 400 hours, it's not going to happen. So bots are necessary, but the way that you handle the channels is how you should be different. So I think that any channel that is terminated should be given a code and a number you can call into, utilizing that code to have a discussion. I think that would handle a lot of the issues. But let's say you can't even afford that. Let's just say that that would be too price prohibitive. This channel specifically has made YouTube thousands of dollars. I mean, again, they're a multi-million corporation, so it's a drop in the bucket, but this channel has made them thousands of dollars. You should set a financial limit on channels that if they make X amount, that they should be able to have a conversation with you. Now, a lot of people are going to get mad at that, but let me explain, and just give me a moment to explain why. If you're a greedy corporate exec and you care about the bottom line, then channels that actually make you money should matter to you. I'm not saying that's the way I want it to be. I'm saying that's the realistic way of pitching this to Google. And so you should do it, if you're not going to do it for everybody, which you absolutely should. If you're not going to do it for everybody, then you should have an arbitrary standard that if a channel makes X amount, then it should have a number, or it should be put in suspension, and the creator should be able to talk to you. Because here's what happens anyway. They're going to shut down the channel. And then the person who makes a lot of money, usually has a large base, is going to get his base all fired, or her base all fired up. YouTube is going to have a ton of negative press, and the channel is going to be gotten back. So why don't we just cut out the middleman and just be honest about the entire affair? I mean, again, I think it should be with everybody. I think if your channel's taken down, you get a little code. In that email, it's like, hey, here's a code. You can contact us here for further information. But if you're not going to do that because you can't afford that, then the people who have poured their lives and do this for a living should, and you can tell that through the amount of money made, should have the chance to find out what's going on. This stuff right here, what happened to E.C. Henry, is terrifying to me at this stage. absolutely terrifying. When it happened to me before, I had somewhat of a net. I was still using this, still surviving, but I had a net. And now that net is gone, babies. That net is absolutely gone. This terrifies the living hell out of me. Which is one of the reasons I'm diversifying. Used to, I would really more rely on YouTube than anything else, but by God, Patreon, Twitch, and if I ever find, I don't think there is a good alternative to YouTube. I don't think Vimeo does it, not Vidly, not anybody else. But if there ever is, by God, baby, I promise I will be on there. Lore for YouTube president. Etheron, nothing should be decided purely by bots. If somebody's going to be terminated, it should be bot flags problem, sapient being confirms. See, of that, I would actually agree with that. And the way it works, and this was Anti-Tracker's point. Anti-Tracker actually put this out there, is that instead, I think it was Anti-Tracker, instead of terminating, put the channel in a suspension mode. Because here's what happened. I can tell you exactly what happened. Exactly what happened on my channel. Would you create a second channel just in case? I have. It's lore rebooted, I think. It is lore rebooted. So, but here's exactly what happened to my channel. They terminated lore reloaded. Once lore reloaded was terminated, anybody that went to my channel, it said, lore reloaded has been terminated. Would you like to unsubscribe? I lost over 500 subscribers simply because of that. All for an error that was on their mistake. I also, for some ungodly reason, lost over 200,000 views, which doesn't even make any sense to me. And that's what's happening to EC Henry right now. If you go to EC Henry's direct link, it will say, EC Henry has been suspended, terminated forever. Would you like to unsubscribe? That is absolutely ridiculous. It is stupid. Have you opened a merchandise store? I have, actually. I think it's on Teespring or T Republic, maybe? I'm using one right now, but I'm moving to Teespring because they've teamed up with YouTube. But I do actually have merchandise, but I don't have the Oberth yet. I need to do that. Now, looking back at EC Henry again, getting off my soapbox with that, we don't know why EC Henry has been terminated. He wasn't doing anything that I did. But he got the same email that I did. So at this point, we really just have to sit back and wait and see what's going to happen. Let me see if it'll let me get to his channel. Yeah, the account has been terminated due to multiple or severe violations of YouTube's policy against spam, deceptive practices, and misleading content or other terms of service violations. Yeah, it's still down. I think that it should. I think that it will be restored by Wednesday. I'd be very surprised, or there was something egregious that EC Henry did, but I don't think he did. I watched his stuff. He didn't do anything that I ever thought. Anthony Dukes. I think YouTube is run by Packlids. Maybe. Tishay Cope says, I can see why they've done that. You don't want deleted channels in your subscription list, but it just doesn't work. Anthony Dukes, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. It is run by Packlids. But here's the thing. I get that argument, especially since you can only subscribe to like 2,000 channels or something. There is actually a limit to how many channels you can subscribe to. I get that, but hear me out on this. If it's done by bots and it's wrong, you've screwed somebody over financially, and even you've. I don't want to go. I was never able to recover financially, or with the momentum for that month. I would already be well over 30,000 subscribers if it wasn't for that month, if it wasn't for that godforsaken bot. That screwed me over in so many ways, and I am still technically to this day, from a subscriber standpoint, recovering from that. Captain Redneck says, "Who is E.C. Henry?" E.C. Henry is a Star Wars YouTuber who has excellent production value. Though, Redneck, I don't know that you'd like him. Did you guys lose audio? Did we lose audio? Captain Redneck says, "He is a Star Wars YouTuber." No, didn't lose. Why are you guys messing with me? Don't do that. Have you thought of running D&D campaign set in the Trekverse? You could have random viewers on as Redshirt. That'd be fun. There's actually a D&D company that I've talked to that does Star Trek, and I forget their names, but that'd be fun to do. Yeah, I think Redneck's messing with me. Or whoever did that. I think they're messing with me. By the way, Logan is a very, very cool person. Y'all should definitively like Logan. Yeah, and he does do Star Trek as well. I know him more for Star Wars. Yeah, Captain Redneck. I'll have to check him out. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's too soon, Redneck. Too soon. But since I have more people here, if you guys want to help out E.C. Henry, then here's what you need to do. Go to Twitter and say, hey, you guys have taken out E.C. Henry. I'll include his channel in the description and in the chat. E.C. Henry was taken out. Here's his link. Please have him restored. This looks to be a botting error. You can also go and send feedback. In the top right-hand corner, if you're logged in, you'll see your little icon. Click on that. Go down. Go to send feedback. Do the same thing. Hey, E.C. Henry's been taken out. Looks like this was done in error. He's been terminated. Please get him back as quick as possible. Include the link. Twitter, you need to send the tweet to Team YouTube and YT Creators. You can send it to Susan W., whatever the hell that name is. It's not really going to help out that much. Team YouTube and YT Creators are not going to respond, but the more they get the feedback, the more likely it's going to get faster that he's going to be restored. Why is lore upside down? Josh Street, don't mess with me. I ain't even ready for you. I had a bad time. I had a really bad time getting connected. I thought my computer was completely shot to hell, and thought I was having a bad time. But stop messing with me. It's not funny, sir. It's not funny, sir. Sorry, this is actually the YouTube person. Question: For Star Trek Discovery, better than a Trek was made or worse, what it was too different from the older series? Not Me Gaming, you're going to have to rephrase that because that makes no sense to me. People get banned from YouTube all the time. He'll be back in a few days. Yeah, but here's the problem, E.C. Henry. I do think he'll be back in a few days unless he's done something egregious. I don't disagree with that. It screws people over. I think E.C. Henry does this for a living. Do you know how much damage terminations do to a channel? I was talking about this beforehand. The only reason that I'm going to hit 30,000 within this week, I'm thinking, and the fact I'm not at 35,000 is because of that termination. It destroyed my momentum. I was never able to financially recover from that month, by the by. And it's so devastating to people who do this for a living. Sam Rona. Okay, I'll tell you, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold Control and Alt and hit a direction key. Because I've never done that. I've never pulled that prank on somebody else. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Boogeyman, sorry if you've been asked this before. If you were to pick a Federation starship and the officers to crew it, what would you pick from any era? I'm a huge fan of the Defiant. I like the Defiant crew. I don't know, I'd have to think about it. Pardon, I mean, is it better that we get a new Star Trek series at all, or worse, since most people? I think, this is unpopular, but I think if Star Trek Discovery is what we're going to get in the future for Star Trek, I think it may be time for Star Trek to die. That's just my opinion. You only have so many stories, and it goes so many ways. So there is that. YouTube is garbage. Within 10 to 15 years, most content creators will have to shift their videos to other websites. I don't know, Nilsi. I honestly don't know. I know a lot of people say that. I just don't think that's going to happen, if I'm being honest. I was saying it to fix the guy looking at you upside down. Oh, okay, Samron. I thought you were messing with me, man. Redneck works for a living? Yeah, I work for a living too, buddy. I do this over 40 hours, good sir. Good sir. It would be I could make a lot more money, a lot easier doing almost anything else. All right, guys. So this one was going to be a really quick one, just to let you know what's going on. I will have a video going up very, very shortly. It'll be going up. Let me see if it's already up. It'll be going up. Not right now. It'll be going up within the next hour to 2 hours. It is going to be on the original series versus the next generation warp scale.
What is on your face?
Oh, look for all.
Is that a disguise?
What do we do? Let me see.
Excuse me.
Idea for you and/or anti-tracker. Set up a Star Trek quiz. First question is a video, then each answer has a dedicated short video. Set up a Star Trek quiz. First question is a video, then each answer has a dedicated short video. I have to think about that one. I don't know how I'd do that, but I don't hate that idea. Huh. Alright, guys. So that's going to be it. Thanks so much. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully I might do a longer one tonight. But I just kind of wanted to get that out there. And I will see you guys next time on The Lore